Dear friends, dear activists and citizens from all over the world, on behalf of my party, the Movement for Self-Determination, and in my capacity as Prime Minister of the Republic of Kosovo, let me congratulate the Progressive Alliance for this important gathering in Berlin. Though I regret not being with you today in person, I'm looking forward to meeting those who will participate tomorrow in the Congress of the Party of European Socialists. Today, I would like to use this opportunity to inform you more about Kosovo and the current situation. My country became independent in February 2008 after a long process that had involved the United Nations, the European Union, and the United States of America. Following the UN General Assembly's request for the legal opinion of the International Court of Justice, the latter rendered that opinion in July in 2010, confirming that the Declaration of Independence did not violate international law. Therefore, there cannot be any contest regarding the statehood of the Republic of Kosovo. It is a solved issue and a closed case. Since that time, successive governments of Kosovo have entered into cycles of negotiations with Serbia. 33 agreements have been reached. Though the overall process is supposed to establish the normalization of relations between our two neighboring states, unfortunately, most of these agreements have not been implemented or have been implemented only partially. I avoid boring you with the details, but most of the European stakeholders involved in the mediations acknowledge that Kosovo is the constructive side in these negotiations. The approach of my government is based on the basic principle of reciprocity and sovereignty. Today, while the scourge of war is back on European soil, my country and my region, the Western Balkans, are confronted not only with the memories of the genocide perpetrated by the former regime in Belgrade, but also concerned at the malign influence of Russia. With its main ally in Belgrade, Moscow has the potential tools for diverting attention from its unjustified invasion of Ukraine by provoking new tensions on other fronts. The Western Balkans region is a convenient target to disturb EU and NATO interests and so to delay our accession to these organizations. Let me add also that Moscow's efforts to use the case of Kosovo to justify the invasion of Ukrainian territories are based on a deformation of history and even outright lies. Politically, these arguments are mostly used by far-right or even far-left movements, but I'm convinced that the members of the Progressive Alliance are not ones to be fooled by such ludicrous claims which are contradicted by plain historical facts. Kosovo was liberated from Serbian rule in June 1999, after decades of repression followed by a genocide against the Albanian population. During the spring of 1999, over 12,000 unarmed civilians were killed by Serbian forces under the regime of Milosevic. 20,000 women were raped, around 1,300 children were killed, 860,000 Albanians from Kosovo were forcibly removed from the territory of Kosovo. 80% of the population of Kosovo were expelled from their homes, as 120,000 houses were destroyed, burned down, or severely damaged. From the time it came into existence until its dissolution, Yugoslavia was full of prisoners with Albanian origin, and I am myself among the last generation of those who had to endure imprisonment and torture by the Serb regime. So we very well know what the price of resisting feels like. Our history did not begin with a NATO bombing campaign, but the latter was key to halting an ongoing genocide. Now, 23 years later, Kosovo is a success story in every regard. Our government has introduced different social schemes for pensioners, mothers, children, disabled people, and other marginalized citizens, and we made public education free of charge in all levels. Last year, our economic growth was 10.7% of GDP, the highest ever in our country's history. Investments and exports are increasing steadily. Currently, foreign direct investment is 47% higher than last year, whereas exports are 25.6% higher compared to the same period in the previous year. On the other hand, this past year we have improved by 17 places, both in Transparency International's Corruption Perception Index as well as in Reporter Without Borders' World Press Freedom Index. And according to the World Justice Project, Kosovo is #1 in the Western Balkans regarding rule of law. In short, we are proving that economic development and quality democracy go hand in hand. A victory for democracy and a promising prospect for social democracy. Dear all, I wholeheartedly count on the Progressive Alliances Network to help Kosovo be recognized by more countries and also to be united against all distortions of history and facts. We are the first social democratic government of Kosovo. Our people are peace and freedom-loving Europeans, and so we seek our place amongst you, the family of European states. Thank you.